We are going to move dirt for just a little bit. It's really hot out. I'm going to set up a pop-up tent to hopefully help with the heat a little bit, or with the sun at least. And then we are going to start moving dirt. Once I get too tired, we are going to bathe the dogs. That way I can cool down before I have to shower a little bit. So shoes on and we will start. So let's go ahead and give you guys a close look at the state of this garden. Like I said, it's extremely overgrown. It's probably about 2 years of overgrowth, or just kind of doing whatever it wants, just nature taking over. I wanted to come in here with a weed eater first and kind of cut back a lot of it, but I didn't have a chance to go get one. So we're just gonna try to see what we can do. I have quite a few grow bags in here, so I'm gonna try to work on those first. We're gonna pull as much of the weeds out as we can, and then we'll get those dumped over there first. So let's get there's like thousands of ants in this corner. This whole corner is crawling. It's red ants too. Guys, we're making some good progress. We have a decent amount that we have moved over here. Doesn't seem like much, but it's a decent amount. This is kind of where we've gotten so far in the garden bed. These are all the weeds that we have torn out, but we're making some good progress. We had 3 grow bags here that we got rid of first. Then we had a 2x2 raised garden bed that was there we got rid of. And then we are about halfway through this 8-foot, it's 8-foot by 4-foot garden bed. We're about halfway through here. The ants are still going crazy in this corner. I've gotten bitten twice so far, so ant bites are never fun because they're always itchy. But it is very hot. I'm sure you can see how sweaty I am. So it's very hot. We're making some good progress. I'm happy with where we're at so far. We're gonna keep going and see how much we can fill over there. So it's hard to tell. You can kind of see it from here. Let me go a little bit closer. Yeah, you can kind of see it from here, how it's kind of like a big drop. You can see the paint line on the house. It drops down right here. So when the dogs were younger, Koa is 5. Yeah, Koa's 5, and Kingston he'll be 3 this year. In October, he'll be 3. Koa will be 5 this year. No, Koa will be 6 this year in October, and Kingston will be 4 this year in October. But when they were puppies, or when they were younger, our backyard was a racetrack. They would literally run from one end of the yard. This was before we had this concrete slab. We put this concrete slab in because that was literally a huge dirt bowl. They would literally run in circles right in there. And it was so dug out and it was so bad and it was bringing so much dirt in the house. So right before we had the baby, we made the decision to have that concrete slab poured. That way it would bring less dirt inside. The concrete slab would catch some of that dirt off their feet. But also it limits them on their running around because it's concrete. So when it was dirt, they could just barrel roll, just chase each other in circles right there, right in the back of the house. And then even here, which it's kind of hard to tell, but right here, there used to be a fire pit here, and the dogs used to have like a circle around it, and they would run around and around and around in circles around this fire pit. And it was so dug out. I mean, it was probably a foot deep of like a track around it with like a berm on the outside from them kicking the dirt up as they were running. It was so bad. So we're trying to reclaim our backyard slowly but surely. I fenced off the area on the other side. I believe I showed you guys that already. We fenced off that area on that side. That's where the dogs are going to be going now when they go outside. So what I'm trying to do here is get this dirt cleared out of here. So when the time comes, we're going to have to re-level off the whole backyard. Let's zoom out a little bit. We're gonna have to re-level off the whole backyard, so you can kind of see it starts to drip right here, like starts to drop off right here. So we want to level all this off, so this is all one plane, and then we want to grass seed it all. So when I was doing the garden as well, I had I had wood chips get delivered. There's a service called Chip Drop. So they will deliver you, you have to take the full truck, it's a full dump truck full of wood chips. You can specify what kind of wood chips you want, but it's really their discretion. Well, I mean, you can specify. It just may take more time. It's not necessarily their discretion. It just may take more time for you to get the chips. I elected to have whatever they had get brought out here. So that's what got delivered in this area. It's hard to tell, but all of this underneath this grass right here is wood chips. It was a large mound, and the dogs have just spread it out over time from running across it and all that. So this is now leveled out. The dogs did a great job leveling that off for me. So now we just need to get the rest of the backyard done. And once we get, like, this is just native Florida grass that's growing in here. So it's taken off like crazy. I want to say it's Bermuda, but it's just taken off like crazy. So, and the way that it spreads is awesome because it's spreading underground. So it's almost like a vine underground. So it spreads really, really quick. This winter, I'll show you the backyard and how there's literally no grass whatsoever. It literally becomes a dirt bowl again. And you'll see that kind of growth come back as we get into spring of next year as well, once we get into the winter. But winter can't come soon enough. Let's get back to digging, back to pulling out these weeds, and continue tackling this garden area. Alright, I think this is where I'm going to call it a wrap for outside, at least over here in the garden. I need to get the dogs bathed. Viviana's taking her nap right now, and I need to be showered and ready to take care of her, excuse me, when she wakes up. So I'm gonna call it here out here. We made pretty good progress. So this is where the 3 grow bags were. We had the 2x2 raised garden bed, 2x2 raised garden bed here, and then we got majority of this 4 foot by 8 foot, 1 foot deep raised garden bed, almost completely dug out. This middle part's a little bit more time consuming, a little complicated. There's a few of these metal bars that are in there, so it takes a little bit more time, a little more tedious. I'll probably have to do it with like a smaller hand shovel so I don't break those bars since they're probably rusted out. But we will continue on this project hopefully tomorrow morning. We'll see kind of what we got going on tomorrow, or how Aisa's feeling really after the concert. But yeah, I'm gonna get everything put away. It also looks like it is about to rain, so I don't want to get caught in that, and I also don't want to be bathing the dogs when it's starting to thunder and lightning. So anyways, we're gonna get all this packed up, put all the tools away, put this garden bed back in here. Let's take a look at this dirt over here. So I got most of this dirt kind of smoothed out a little bit. Got this area a decent amount filled in, which I'm pretty happy about. This is kind of the lowest point. So got that pretty filled in. And then this is kind of the garden bed from a distance. You can kind of see you got a decent amount of it chunked away. It's looking pretty good. On the back side, so there's 2 more 4 foot by 8 foot beds on the back side. There is 1 more 2 foot by 2 foot bed there, and then I think 3 or 4 grow bags right in this corner as well. And then it will be done and cleared out. Underneath all of that whole garden area, I put fabric, landscape fabric. I clearly didn't keep any of the weeds or grass away, which was just great, but that is underneath all of that. So once we get the garden beds out of there, get most of the dirt out of there, the last little bit of stuff we should be able to get out by kind of pulling up that landscape fabric. I'm hoping, at least, we'll kind of see how it goes once we get into it, but I'm hoping we'll be able to get that pulled up easier, get the last final things out of there by pulling up that landscape fabric. So we'll see how it goes when we get there. I am on my way to Publix. I bathed the dogs. We also cleaned their room. I swept it up, and then my wife, she mopped it for me while I was bathing the dogs. So they're all good to go. Their bed covers are in the washing machine. So once we get back from Publix, I'll throw those in the dryer, and then we will be able to put those beds back together. I'm on my way to Publix. I've just something light and fresh just sounds so good for lunch. So we have shrimp at the house. I want to make some shrimp tacos, but not a tortilla shell, but I want to do like a lettuce, like butter lettuce. It's like my favorite way to eat like shrimp or fish tacos, is just like a butter lettuce as the shell. So I'm gonna get some butter lettuce. I'm gonna get some cabbage slaw, and I think that's all we're gonna do with them. So shrimp, cabbage, or shredded cabbage, and then in the lettuce wrap. We love to do the cabbage with just a little bit of oil and red wine vinegar and some salt. It is just so good. I don't even know how to explain it, but we're gonna grab that stuff, and then we'll get back to the house and make some lunch.
Everybody's awake.
So you get your lettuce, you get a couple shrimp, those on there. You get some of the cabbage. Put that on top, and a little bit more. And that's how you do it. Simple, easy, delicious. Okay. Hi, Jasper. We're just relaxing. I'm gonna take the night easy. We had a good lunch. She had a good lunch as well. And we're just gonna relax for a little bit. You love him? What's he doing? Is he being silly? Is he being silly? What's going on? Where is he? Where is he? Chloe, stop. Is he so funny? Florida sunsets these last couple days have been pretty much unmatched. Like, look at that. It is literally cotton candy in the sky. The camera doesn't even do it justice. That is insane. This is where I'm going to wrap up the video for today, guys. I hope you did enjoy. We got a decent amount accomplished today in the garden, as well as bathing the dogs and cleaning their room, as well as cleaning all of their stuff. We got that accomplished today. Here, the dogs are all running around. Anyways, but yeah, this is where I'm going to wrap up the video. I hope you guys did enjoy. If you did, please do leave a like, rating, subscribe, and I will see you guys tomorrow for your next daily vlog. Bye, guys.